Hello, everyone. Welcome to the King School Lunch Break Podcast. This is Christian speaking, and I'm here with Racheal Densmore, Cadence Smith, and Rasheen. Thank you for coming. Rasheen, what is your view on Mrs. Bunting?
She is a science teacher here at the King School. She really likes notes. She likes to repeat what we go through. We at least have to do one problem 5 times for everyone to understand, apparently. We have to write it 1 time and say it another 4 after that. So I really feel like that's just how Miss Bunting has to be sometimes to get the job done, you know.
Thank you. Racheal Densmore, what is your view on Mrs. Bunting?
She's a good teacher. She knows what she's teaching, and she doesn't discipline Rasheen when she should.
Thank you. Rasheen, what do you have to say to that?
I say I'm not sure how you know that because you've never been in any of my science classes with Miss Bunting. So I'm concerned on how exactly you know that. But, you know, sometimes it's just got to be like that, and thank you.
Do you feel as if it's a threat towards you and your friends and family?
Not really my friends or family, because I don't have friends. I should really start getting some of those. I'm going to have to build my collection up over the years, so that's a good thing to have. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasheen. Cadence, what is your view on what Rasheen has to say about his friends?
Well, personally, I feel as if I was Rasheen's friend, so I'm kind of a little bit offended. I guess I'm not the person that he thinks I am or anything like that, but it's alright, I guess. That's his view on his life and stuff, so I can't really say anything about it.
Okay, thank you. Rasheen, what do you have to say to that?
I didn't know that me and Cadence were friends in the beginning, but apparently I know that now. I have now gained 1 friend in my collection, and Racheal Densmore is an exception to some of those things. Sometimes I'm her friend, sometimes I'm not her friend, but depending on my mood is how that is going to really, you know, on the situation.
Rasheen,
Thank
who's
you.
your friend depending on the day?
We now have a small interruption by Abigail Stranahan. Do not, don't worry about that. She is not really part of this podcast today, but maybe next time if she gets the right forms and the permission slip I handed out at our last meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasheen. Racheal, how do you feel about Rasheen's and Cadence's friendship?
It's good. I mean, I didn't know that Rasheen...
Thank you.
Laughs from the audience.
Rasheen, what do you have to say about what Racheal has said about you and Cadence's friendship, about what you said about your friendship with her?
I understand. I think it's very insulting the way that she said, like, no words, and he forced Christian to take the microphone away at that moment. I feel like it is degrading towards my shirt color, and I just don't know what to say besides where I have sufficiently taken my shoes off 4 times.
Thank you. So we're to interrupt with the news of the King School. What's been going on in the King School lately, Rasheen?
Thank you, Christian. Cutting to the news portion of the podcast, we have the basketball season starting Monday. Please get your permission slips in by tomorrow, or else you cannot practice on Monday. We got a nice game in December at some point. We got the Thanksgiving tournament for the boys and girls varsity teams. That's in November at some point, but I don't really care about them because I'm not on that team. Modified's really not looking good this year with the absence of some great players moving up to varsity that are definitely going to get moved back down. By the way that they've played on my team, if I should not be good, like I should be better than the older kids on the team, but if they're not good, They just can't be moving up and making our school look bad because we all know the varsity teams represent what the school stands for and how that is going to have to work. So I'm just going to make some honorable mentions to a few of those players, like Matt Hoffman and Noah White. Very sad to lose them on the varsity team over the past couple of years. But we got Cadence Smith going for 1,000 points this season. He's at 600 something. I think he's going to do it. So that's going to be a great way to start off the King's School basketball season, and then he's going to leave. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasheen. Is there any other events or upcoming things that the King School should know about?
Tomorrow's Friday. It is National Don't Wear the King School Stupid Dress Code Day. I'd like to make it present and aware that everybody knows that dress code is just insulting to my shirt color as a community. I don't understand why it's a thing. I feel like dress code should really help we don't want kids making fun of what you're wearing, but who cares? I don't think they understand that. I'm not going to really care about what you wore on the first day of school. If you have thank you for the nice interruption from Miss Gerling, the principal, and the girl running the King School at this moment. Thank you. Goodbye, Miss Gerling. Anyway, we have been joined by Allison and Miss Bunting. I'd like you to keep the volume down a little bit, please. Thank you. Anyway, back to my dress code. I was walking through the hall and I had lines on my pants, kind of like how I do today. Got dress code for it because they weren't plain. So I kind of went off a little bit, you know. I kind of got an attitude, and Miss Bunting, and yeah, that did not go over well in the home of this poor red-shirted boy. And there's the 5-minute bell. We are going to have to continue at another time, but I will keep talking until the last bell goes off. Just dress code is not good. I should be able to wear a logo on my polo shirt. Who cares? If you're stupid enough to buy a Nike polo shirt, that's your decision. Who cares? Do you play golf? I didn't think so. If you're going to be cruising down the street in a $1,000 polo shirt, who cares? Are you Jake Paul's cousin? I didn't think so. I have a couple honorable mentions. Heather Frazier is currently in the room. Thank you, Heather. And I'd like the audience to be quiet. Thank you, Cadence. As we move on to the next segment of the weather. Thank you.
Thank you. So the weather today on Thursday, October 31st, which, by the way, it is Halloween.
Amen.
It's going to be raining, and the weather tomorrow, I'm thinking, might be raining, and maybe Sunday it'll be a little less rain because it was raining the other 2 days. Thank you. We're coming to the end of our podcast now. Thank you for joining in. Tune in next time when we go ahead and talk with Mrs. Bunting about her view on marine biology. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye. How do you turn this off? Wait.